What is going down? YouTube, Danny G in the house. Super Bowl 56. Got the Bengals and we got the Rams in LA. Now, being a Niner fan, of course, it is bittersweet because we were this close to being in this game. We were this close to playing in the Super Bowl in our own state of California. And, of course, I was at the NFC Championship game in LA, and I got to see the Rams, unfortunately, come back from the 10-point lead and win it and go to the Super Bowl in their home stadium. And, of course, it is the second year in a row where a team has played a Super Bowl in their home stadium. And last year was the first time it's ever happened with Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. And now the Rams are in it. And I'm really hoping the Bengals can get it done. Really hoping that Joe Burrow can win the Super Bowl because that will be incredible. Like a quarterback as young as Joe Burrow already having a Super Bowl victory would be awesome. And I know some loyal Bengals fans. Shout out to, of course, to Dashy, of course. Shout out to Dashy. I was just in his live stream. Shout out to him. A-Train, my good friend A-Train. Shout out to him. He's been on here forever. He doesn't currently make videos, but I've known him forever here on YouTube. Just great guy. Shout out to him. Really excited that his Bengals made it to the Super Bowl. Really pulling for them against the Niners' rival, one of the Niners' biggest rivals now, the Lambs. Well, of course, one of their biggest rivals back in the day. And now, once again, the San Francisco versus LA rivalry. Going to be cheering for the Bengals to beat LA. Joe Burrow, by the way, had 446 passing yards in that game against the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game, where, of course, the Bengals came back from being down 21-10 to beat Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. That was awesome. I actually watched the end of that game inside SoFi Stadium for the NFC Championship game. And, of course, now we were all cheering. Both teams were cheering for the Bengals. Now, that wasn't necessarily because they weren't afraid of the Bengals, because Joe Burrow is pretty damn good. And I would have been scared of the Bengals, too. You know, they got Joe Burrow, who's phenomenal. They got Joe Mixon, a Bay Area guy actually from the Oakley, Antioch area, where I go a lot when I go to the Bay Area. He's from there. And then they got Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase. They're a pretty stacked team. Like, I'd be scared of the Bengals, but Patrick Mahomes is just, and the Niners have already, of course, faced Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. So we were all the Niner fans were rooting for the Bengals in that game, of course, and all the Rams fans were rooting for the Bengals too, because they just did not want to face Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs because they can be unstoppable. And I'm so happy that it is the Bengals and the Rams and not the Chiefs and the Rams, because that would be a Super Bowl where I would just not know who to root for. I would have to root for the Chiefs, of course, but that would be an awful Super Bowl as a Niner fan to have to endure. So I'm really happy it is the Bengals and the Rams, so we could root for the Bengals. And I have a feeling this is going to be a good game. But shout out to A-Train, shout out to Dashy. There's another Bengals fan I met on here on YouTube that named Josh, who I don't even remember what his YouTube name is, but I'm still friends with him on Facebook. He made videos in the TTC back in the day. The Bengals and the AFC North had an interesting rivalries. Like all the AFC North teams in the trash talking circle, they used to have their own radio show. I remember on Blog Talk Radio, they just had like a certain friendship. Like that was a special division because their fan bases were tight. but yeah, really rooting for the Bengals to get this win. Of course, the Niners beat them in the Super Bowl twice with Joe Montana. So no Niner fan, just like A-Bomb said in his video earlier, no Niner fan has any hatred for the Bengals. Every Niner fan is rooting for the Bengals to win. No Niner fan wants to see the Lambs celebrate a Super Bowl in their home stadium after they ripped it out of our heart, after they ripped an NFC title out of our hearts in their stadium. Jakrowski Tart could have just made that interception and we would be in this game most likely. Jimmy G, don't throw that interception, live for another down. Only down by 3. Of course, we had the 17-7 lead. But hey, it is what it is. The Rams get the win. I was there and I could have seen my team win an NFC title in person, but the Rams got it done. They did, but hopefully the Bengals can get it done today. Looking forward to it. By the way, they're the away team. The Rams are the away team in their home stadium, which I find hilarious. And I'll admit, I got to plead ignorance. I really thought that every every team that hosts Super Bowl, every city that hosts a Super Bowl, I thought the home team would be the conference of that city, which of course the Rams, it being their conference and their stadium, I thought it would have been NFC being the home team, but I guess I was wrong. It alternates every year. Last year the Buccaneers were the home team. It was NFC. Now it's AFC. Next year it'll be NFC again, which, by the way, the Niners will hopefully be in the Super Bowl because it will be here in Arizona, so that'll be great. But Trey Lance era starts next year. But hey, that's beside the point. Next year we'll get to next year when we get to next year. We still got a whole off season and still got this Super Bowl. So hopefully, again, go Joe Burrow, go Cincinnati, get that win. Danny G is out. Peace.